Did you see the video?
What video? Video what?
That's why right there is where my brother earns a nickel every night with a black man.
Hey John, can you dance again? Do the dance again. Do the dance again.
I'm learning.
Zero sugar and all flavor.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. So today we're doing a little differently this time. Usually for people who watch my channel, I usually do recaps on day trading and you know, my comments on business management and so forth. But I wanted to talk about you know, my experiences taking trips both within Southern California where I reside and also sometimes out of state and out of country, maybe even out of this world, who knows. And the reason for that is really just to remind ourselves that as much as we devote our lives to work, making money and so forth, money is really a means to an end. You have, as trite and contrite as that sounds, you have one life to live. You should be spending it the way you want to enjoy it and make the most out of it. Make it an adventure really, and not focus too much or solely on work. The way I perceive work is it's an opportunity for self-development, self-improvement. You learn new skills, you get better as a person, and that should translate to every aspect of your life. So you live a more richer life. So basically take work, education, all that stuff as a way to enrich yourself so you can explore and enjoy life the way it's meant to be enjoyed. So that being said, what I wanted to do is, share these experiences so that you can see that, perhaps, what I took joy out of, or maybe sometimes what annoyed me, to see whether that could, be the same for you, or maybe be the opposite, right? Maybe what annoys me is actually something that you really love, or something that's extremely challenging for me is something that's extremely simple for you, and vice versa. So that being said, let's kick this off with Sequoia National Park, which is a park that I went to with my family, my brother, his girlfriend, my sister. We had a great time, and so I wanted to share a bit about that with you guys, and leave a comment below to see, do you agree, disagree, and what are some of the things that you look for an adventure. Really love this discourse with folks, and that being said, let's go and talk about Sequoia National Park. So Sequoia National Park is just one of 280 state parks in California. We didn't even explore it all. We explored just a small part of it, since it's fire season and California has been dealing with a series of wildfires. That said, let's take the journey north to see what we'll find despite the heat. Our first stop was Morro Rock. To get to Morro Rock, you have to hike about 1.6 miles, or you can take a bus and then hike 300 steps. 300 steps in quotes. As you see, it's actually quite further than that, or at least I felt it was quite further than that. But so to get to the top, you get a spectacular view of much of the park. And trust me, don't take the bus. You should hike it. It's not that hard, and there's also plenty of wildlife to see. There's also ample IG-ready places to take photos. The lighting is gorgeous. The shades provide ample cooling, and sometimes you even get chased by bees. My sister certainly did. At the end of it all, after all the IG photos, you'll finally arrive at steps to Morro Rock. I tell you, it's not 300 steps. On the way up, we lost my sister. She gave up and went back down. So my brother, his girlfriend, and I continued our upward track, where the rock at times got pretty steep and pretty narrow. There are also ample IG-worthy moments to snap photos, and compared to my Moab trip, where we went to see the arches, it's not that bad, even if you're afraid of heights. Once you get to the top, more IG moments follow, and the view up top ain't bad either. Coming back down is way easier. Unfortunately, we missed our last bus stop, which leaves at 6 p.m. And so we had to hike the 1.6 mile return trip. And apparently there were even bear sightings, which cost Sarah, who's my brother's girlfriend, to pick up a walking stick to defend all of us in case we were attacked. In the end, was it worth it?
And a little bit, and then they stop.
So how's your ankle?
My ankle is great.
Yeah.
But there's a bear chasing us.
Jenny, how was it to give up halfway? Because I'm not a quitter, so I don't know that feeling. Can you talk about that? How does it feel like to quit halfway?
I made it to the very top. You're the one who stopped halfway and needed John to carry you up.
Is it worth it?
That's true.
You like it?
Ankle. Did he get hurt?
Do you like it?
No, he
Up there? Was it worth it?
He's starting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was totally worth it. Like, that was like a best spot.
Yeah, out the view is really
The bill?
Yeah.
As a view, and to get a nice blowjob from your brother. It's like Alabama style. I'm enjoying the view.
Yeah.
Both heads are enjoying the view, you know? You get me? Get me,
No,
guys?
I don't. No, I don't. This has to go on Rumble, not YouTube, on something that's more open to free speech. Yeah, I'll put this on my OnlyFans.
OnlyFans username is brother lover.
Yeah, I'm gonna post this, John, on the channel that says siblings or couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day 2 consisted of us attempting 2 trails. We wanted to see Hume Lake, but sadly the trails were closed. That didn't stop us from driving to the site and snapping photos, even if we can't hike there. It was a bummer, but we made up for it by heading out towards Cedar Grove. This is where things got interesting. None of us was thinking about Boyding Cavern, the way we saw it on the map and thought it was cool to explore a cave. But fortunately we did, and we paid the $88 for the 4 of us for a guided tour. It turns out that the day we went was the last day of the season. Going up Boyding Cavern consisted of another short but steep hike. Then temperatures start to drop once you are actually inside the cavern, but it wasn't too cold for me. You see a bunch of cool rocks. I find it cool, but not as cool as the supposed story of Mr. Boyden himself. So apparently this guy filed a mining claim in the cavern, hoping to find gold back in the day. He found nothing, so instead of leaving it as a bus investment, he decided to lead guided tours to his cavern to make money. He would work in the lumbering mill, then recruit people for a dime a head and lead them up a 5-mile hike to the cave. Then take them on a tour, stay the night inside the cave, and I'm assuming that's the world's first Airbnb pretty much, and then hike them back to recruit the next batch. Man, this guy's a hustler. So talk about making lemonade out of lemons. It's the definition of doing that. Getting out was a bit more fun as you take the path of a stream. I believe it can be wet and splashy during the summer months. But when we were doing it, it was pretty dry, but there are some fun climbing bits. Overall, very cool experience. And then we're back at it, going to the only place that is open, Cedar Grove. Here we aim for Roaring River Falls. More hikes obviously, but this is a super short one. When we got to the top very quickly, and seeing people having fun on top of the rocks made me want to get into the action. So I jumped right in and started to climb, sacrificing everything for the pics. Afterwards, we hopped down to the stream for more IG-worthy pics. Chilled there a bit, did some yoga. No, just kidding, no yoga, maybe just some yoga poses like fake influencers do, and then call it a wrap. So my thoughts overall was that it was a very, very pleasant. It wasn't too crowded, or at least the time that when we went. It wasn't too crowded, and just for being there amongst nature was very refreshing. I like hiking, but I don't like long hikes. I'm not built for cardio. I'm more of a getting a few pumps in the gym type of guy. So I like the fact that it was challenging, but not too difficult. So I don't know, after all the stuff that you've seen, I don't know what your thoughts are. So leave it in the comments below. But in terms of my own thoughts, number one is I had a great time. I was hanging out with my brother, hanging out with my sister, brother's girlfriend. It's just great family fun time. So for me, and the hikes were not too bad, at least the ones that we went on. It was, you know, it was a bummer that a lot of the places in the park were closed, but I still had a good time. People were friendly overall. I talked to a lot of different people while, you know, waiting to go up the steps of Morro Rock, or just, you know, on trails, meeting people. So like I said, overall, it wasn't too, and then what I like about it too is compared to other places like Moab and whatnot, where there's not a lot of shades. The trails here, it's forested, there's a lot of shades. The scenery is really nice too. So overall for me, it was a very, very pleasant trip. You know, you can always pick trails of all types of different difficulty levels and so forth. My only gripe about it was that, yeah, at least for us, we didn't do our homework enough, where we didn't know that there were actually lodging inside the park. They're not fancy lodging or whatnot, but it would have been closer, and I probably would prefer that, as long as it's clean and not a lot of bugs. And then, you know, we stayed at the Marriott, which is outside of the, it's in a city called, I think it's Versailles. Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but I probably should figure it out prior to making this video. But anyway, for me, I thought the experience would have been better if we were in the park. But overall, like I said, it was very, very pleasant for me. I liked it. Let me know what you think, whether you and your loved ones or whoever may want to go to Sequoia National Park. So for me, this is like a tune-up for my Zion trip. So more on that when that happens, where I will be hanging out with some of my buddies. All right, peace out.